Hello and welcome to another episode of Erongo Talk. I'm your host, Iréne-Mari van der Walt, and in today's episode, we join you from the Rustic Pearl in Walvis Bay. So today we will be chatting with Jonathan Maswahu, the newly appointed principal of Kuisebmond Secondary School in Walvis Bay, who is going to telling us a little bit about what it's like being principal in the COVID-19 pandemic and starting his work during the time of the pandemic. So then, don't be too distracted by Mr. Maswahu. You can also look out for a question that is going to pop up on your screen that you can answer for your chance to win $1,000 off your next accommodation. So stay tuned, we'll be right back. And now for your news. In our first story for today, FNB signs up for the Development Credit Guarantee Scheme. So the First National Bank of Namibia has partnered with the Development Bank of Namibia on the risk-sharing initiative announced by the Minister of Finance on the 19th of August 2020. Sami Kila, the segment head for small-medium enterprises at the bank, said that government and FNB value this sector because of its potential for socio-economic development in terms of economic growth, employment creation and poverty alleviation. The guarantee scheme's intention is to alleviate collateral constraints entrepreneurs face, and it will cover loans up to 60%. The size of the loan facilities ranges between 50,000 Namibian dollars and 1 million Namibian dollars for both short-term overdrafts and long-term loans with a maximum repayment period of 5 years, Ikela said. The qualifying criteria for the guarantee scheme includes that the SME's annual turnover has to be up to 10 million. The SME's is established and operating in Namibia and exclusively owned by Namibians, and then priority will be given to SMEs with development impact capabilities such as job creation, rural development, youth and women empowerment. Ikela invited budding entrepreneurs to approach FNB for further assistance. We know that domestic SMEs are responsible for a great contribution to economic growth in our country. This year, more than ever, has shown that in unstable economic times, entrepreneurs should recognize and grab any possible opportunities and work up the courage to establish their own businesses in their emerging home market, he concluded. Then in a second story for today, the social media giant Facebook, in partnership with the Namibia Blood Transfusion Service and the Ministry of Health and Social Services, launched a new feature to encourage people to donate blood. As from yesterday, Namibians who are between 18 and 65 years old will have the option to sign up as blood donors on Facebook and be notified when blood donor centers near them have an urgent need for donations, as well as being able to invite friends to donate blood. People can register to start donating blood from 16 years old with the Namibia Blood Transfusion Service, but the tool is only available to Facebook users from the age of 18. The feature, which also launched at the same time in Chad, Guinea and Mali as Namibia, is now available in countries across Africa, as it is already available in Senegal, Burkina Faso, Egypt, Cote d'Ivoire, Kenya, Niger, Zimbabwe and South Africa. Since launching in 2017, more than 70 million people have signed up to be blood donors on Facebook through partnerships with blood donation centers around the world. This initiative comes at a critical time due to the impact of the pandemic, resulting in countries starting to see a significant drop in blood donations as people stay home to prevent the spread of COVID-19, despite the World Health Organization saying it is still safe to donate blood. So how it works is that people between the ages of 18 and 65 can sign up to be a blood donor on Facebook by going to the blood donations in the About section of their profile or accessing the link www.facebook.com/donateblood. That is www.facebook.com/donateblood. Facebook with a capital F. People will be able to see requests and opportunities to donate blood on blood donations on Facebook, www.facebook.com/donateblood, on their mobile devices from nearby donation sites. And that concludes your news for today.
Now with me here is Mr. Jonathan Maswahu, who is the newly appointed principal of Kuisebmond Secondary School here in Walvis Bay. How are you today, sir?
Very fine, thank you, Leandra. How are you?
No, I'm fine, sir. We're keeping head above water.
Interesting. That's
Sir, please tell us about who is Mr. Jonathan Maswahu. Where did you start your career as a teacher?
Okay, great. Thank you. The gentleman here, as mentioned by Leandra, it's Jonathan Maswahu. I started at the Dene. That was 2006. As a relief teacher. After graduating, we were looking for employment.
Yes.
And then fortunately, there was a relief post because one of the teachers was maternity leave.
Ah.
So that is how I joined the Dene. And when I started the Dene, I was responsible for physics. Only for 3 months. And then after that, my contract was supposed to end.
Yes.
And then maybe because of the way I presented my lessons, many of the learners were happy about it. The principal as well. By then it was the acting principal, Mr. Van Beck, because it was still Mr. Wendy Matonga.
Yes.
And he was still on sick leave by then. And then in the second term, I was given another temporal post, but this one until the end of the year. Then I moved from, instead of now teaching physical science, it was life science as well as geography. And then I became permanently employed at Dene, I think early 2008. And by that time, I took over as a biology teacher.
Yes.
So I'm a qualified biology teacher, of which I taught both the ordinary level and the higher levels.
Yes.
It was not easy, but because of the team of learners that we do had, and the staff, the principal, who happens to be a science teacher as well, the HOD by then, Ms. Jacobs, is still the HOD for the biology and life science. Through their support, they helped me to grow in terms of the professional, my professional life. And also, by then we also had a very experienced education officer. By then they were still called advisory teachers.
Yes.
Now they are senior education officers. Miss Louise, this lady, she was there to nurture us all. And she took us under her wing. We had to tap through her experience, and massive experience in terms of biology. And through that, I had to build my content as well. I started going for marking, external marking. The year after, that was 2009, I've been marking up to now.
Wow.
I've been marking biology, paper 2, ordinary level, as a marker, as well as a team leader.
Sure.
And then after that, 2012 was my last year at the Dene. I came for interview that same year here at KAISIS for an HOD post in mathematics and sciences. And I came up top and was appointed from January the 2013. That's when I joined the school up to date. And then last year, Mr. Gottlieb, my former principal,
Yes.
he went on retirement beginning of this year in Feb. So the post was advertised and we applied. We went through the normal procedure, went through the written interviews and then the oral interviews, and eventually, finally, that's how I came in.
Here you are.
Yeah, yes.
Just for our viewers out there, Mr. Maswahu is also my former biology teacher. Very tough teacher. Very, very tough teacher. Now, Mr. Maswahu, how does it feel to be principal of KAISIS?
Okay, it's an overwhelming responsibility. Of course, one, you have two mixed feelings.
Yes.
One, you are overexcited.
Yes.
Secondly, you are also scared. In a sense that it comes with so many challenges, so many responsibilities. And remember, it's a very big school.
Yes.
The challenge is that Kuisebmond Secondary School is a school that is very well known in terms of academic achievement. The people that have been there before, they've brought KAISIS to where it is today.
Yes.
In terms of the results, both at the national level and regional level. So to maintain that and to better that, it brings that feeling of fear, and it kicks in, and you'll be doubting yourself, will I be able to, will I not be able to. But I love the challenge. Where there's a problem, for me, it's an opportunity to become better.
Definitely.
And I believe with the team that I work with, from my management members, the HODs, more experienced teachers that we do have in this school, the staff members, the administrative officers, they all operate in one frequency. That is being Team Kaises.
Definitely.
And I believe in that alone, it gives me more hope and courage for the future for the school.
Definitely, sir. Now, I remember last week when you were officially introduced and announced, you said that with COVID-19 or no COVID-19, KSS will remain a school of achievers. So you just became principal in the COVID-19 pandemic. So how are you handling it?
Yeah, it's that one is another problem and a headache on its own.
Yes.
But we need to embrace it. COVID is here. We just need to move with time.
Yes.
It's a challenge in terms of the planning because we are a big school that accommodates 1,104 learners.
Sure.
And of course, with that alone, our classes were very full to capacity, more than the required norm.
Yes.
Some classes about 42, 43 learners. So with COVID, our classes are very small.
Yes.
If we had to adhere to the set guidelines by World Health Organization as well as Ministry of Health of 1 meter or more meter, our classes can only take a maximum of 20 learners.
Yes.
So that means we had to split our classes, the whole school, into two groups. We are working on two on-time-based cohorts, of which on this specific day you have a specific half of the grades that are coming, and then this one also comes in. We first started with the grade 11 12, which was a bit easier because it was only them. The grade 11 12, they started in August, and they were coming every day from Monday to Friday until when the grade 8s and 9 reported, so it's the grade 10. Then we had to change now to accommodate the other lower grades, the grade 8, 9, and 10. We did the classroom allocation and divisions just to make sure that the safety of our learners still remains a priority.
Yes.
Of course, as I mentioned, we know Walvis Bay is being declared as the epicenter for COVID because of the stats that we received before. And in that alone, it gives us an extra responsibility because you need to make sure that the parents, when they send their learners at school, they must be guaranteed that their learners or their kids will be well looked after.
Exactly.
So, as I mentioned, we put in place some few things, such as firstly, when the learner came in the morning, we had to divide the whole staff into groups, the screening teams, every morning from Monday to Friday. The screening teams, each class groups, we have 3 entries door at the school. One from the eastern direction, we have 1 from the western direction, and of course we have 1 from the southern direction. So each group had to be split into group that, okay, say for example, the 10A, we have to use the eastern door.
Yes.
That is the entrance and the exit for them. So when they come at the door, they will queue up in the line. There are some demarcated marks there. Then the screening teams, they'll take them through the process.
Yes.
Where their hands will be sanitized, temperature will be taken, recorded in this class list. They'll make sure that they are putting on masks. They must be properly put it on.
Yes.
And of course, then from there, they move to the class.
Yes.
The class, the same procedure as well. In the classes, each child was allocated a chair and a table. And because of that, we had to stop the movement of learners. So it's the teachers that are duty. So learners are permanently stationed in the classes. And in the classes, we, as I mentioned earlier on, we had to make space by removing some extra desks and chairs just to keep them in the storerooms so that we can have enough distance between the learners. And then the classes, there are also some sanitizer there. Every class was allocated a class teacher to make sure that throughout there should be a teacher in the class to monitor and supervise that learners adhere to the set rules or protocols. And of course, with that also, when we started the very first day, every time we introduced a group or a phase, we had to have an orientation.
Sure.
In the orientation, that is the time we have to explain what is expected of the learners.
Yes.
During the orientations, we often invited the nurses from Ministry of Health, the COVID surveillance team. They've been very helpful from start up to now. They came, they spoke to the learners what COVID is all about, what to look out for, the symptoms, what to do if you feel you're not well. And after the learners were given some screening tools, the same one that you feel when you go to the hospital.
Yes, yes.
Where they would ask you, you traveled out of the country past 14 days, have you had experienced some of these symptoms, the cough and all that. If you tick one of those ones, then we had to take you out of the class.
Yes.
We go through your screening tool just in case you misunderstood it. And when we are sure and we are certain that indeed you have one of those symptoms, these learners, we call in the parents to inform them.
Yes.
And then we encourage them to send the child for testing, of which they have two options. It's either they do it at the government using NIP, or if the child is under medical aid, they can go to the private doctor using birth care.
Yes.
So that has been taking place. A few learners tested positive, and the good news is that at the moment, all the learners test positive, they recovered fully. Maybe because they are still young. That's the immune system, but it's stronger as compared to us adults. And that has been an ongoing process. We do the screening after second week. I mean, every 14 days we do the screening for all these grades.
Yes.
Just to make sure that we can continue without a lot of disruption. Because if a child tests positive, I think you remember the Andres on end of August.
Yeah.
We had to close for 3 days.
Yes.
Because one of the child tested positive, so we had to fumigate the classes for 48 hours. And then since we started by then, we praise the Lord.
Definitely.
Wow.
Definitely,
So these are some of the challenges, and it also comes back to the workload.
Yes.
Teachers' workload becomes too much. Their timetable was it's double work.
Yes.
So it means you have to split the classes. If you were teaching, say for example, 10 classes, you basically now have 20 classes.
Exactly.
So to fit that on a timetable, it's a problem.
Yeah.
If you can just feel for the teachers, the marking is a challenge as well, because remember, COVID stays on material for a certain period of time. Marking becomes a challenge as well. Subjects such as mathematics, where you have to do the marking every day.
Yes.
It has not been so easy for them. So in terms of being able to tell either learners did master the competencies, it's a bit...
I can imagine, sir.
So,
I can imagine.
Yeah, so this is just some of the few challenges, but we are managing.
No, what I'm positive. We believe in you, sir.
We are now in October.
Yes.
We are looking forward to November.
Yes, definitely. So now, sir, tell me, are you going to continue teaching biology?
Yes.
Please say yes.
As much as I would want to continue with biology, yes, I will still be teaching biology.
Okay.
Maybe for a few group of learners, especially the advanced subsidiary levels.
Yes.
We're only introducing it next year. We've been teaching biology high level for quite a number of years. But also at the same time, I was also grooming some more other teachers.
Cool.
We have competent teachers that I so believe into them. Given the opportunities, I know they can become better than myself.
Yes.
So with that, that's what we need to do. We need to start preparing for succession. So in case if one moves out, there should be someone to step into the shoes, and there should be a continuation.
Yes.
But yes, I'll still be here assisting the biology as well.
Great, sir. So just finally, if you could summarize your leadership, way of leadership in one word, what would it be?
Interesting. Great. My leadership style, first of all, let's say I'm an open person.
Yes.
I believe into open door policies, where you need to engage everyone on the team. Once you engage and you find out from them, because I believe there is no way success cannot be achieved by an individual.
Yes, true.
It requires the whole entire team. There are so many different types of leadership styles. I'm not going to go much into them.
Yes.
But I prefer to use both of them depending on the situations. If the situation dictates that I need to at least be more on autocratic, or based on the situations, but I would prefer to be more on transformation in leadership, where at least you need to engage every individual.
Exactly.
Democratic as well into that, so that you listen from both. After all, teaching and learning, it does not depend on me alone as a school principal. There are some stakeholders that are equally very important, of which you look at the parents, you look at the learners, you look at the teachers themselves. These three stakeholders
go hand in hand.
Need to work together in order for us to achieve the desired outcomes.
Yes.
And the only way to make sure that there is no misunderstanding, because the interpersonal relationship plays a very big role. If you have divisions among your staff, even if you are the best teacher in this country,
definitely,
believe you me, you will not be able to produce the desired results.
True, sir. Very
true.
True.
It comes back to, of course, as I mentioned earlier on, my style is very simple.
Yes.
I'm an easy to go person. I take the day as it comes.
Also very tough.
the situation. Yes, if it requires
If it
me to
needs be,
tough,
yes.
I have to for the sake of progress.
Yes.
Remember, whatever we do, the core duties of us
Yeah.
is to make sure that every Namibian child receive quality education.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
whatever happens, whatever we do, how we do it, how we get there, the most important thing is to make sure that learners receive the
Quality education.
education.
Now I must say thank you, Mr. Jonathan Maswahu. It was lovely talking to you.
I appreciate Leandra. It's nice talking to you. Thank you so much.
Add us on Facebook and search for us on YouTube.
Follow us on Instagram, Twitter.
Contact us via WhatsApp. Our daily show starts with the Afrikaans program Soggens met Shaal, perfect for the Afrikaans lovers.
Then it's time for the women's magazine program, The Mid-Morning Breeze with Olivia.
And for the youngsters and game fanatics, join Cody on the 3 to 6 drive. West Coast FM, your host at the coast.
And now for your weather and tides. The coastal town saw high tide at about 10 minutes past 2 this morning and low tide at about 5 minutes past 8 this morning. High tide expected at just before 2:30 this afternoon and low tide expected just after 8:30 tonight. Walvis Bay saw sunrise at 29 minutes past 6 and sunset at 7 minutes past 7 expected tonight. A maximum of 21 degrees Celsius expected for today with a west-northwesterly wind prevailing. For tomorrow, a minimum of 14 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 19 degrees Celsius expected. Swakopmund also saw sunrise at 29 minutes past 6 this morning and expect sunset at 6 minutes past 7 tonight. A maximum of 19 degrees Celsius with also a west-northwesterly wind prevailing. For tomorrow, a minimum of 14 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 18 degrees Celsius prevailing. In Henties Bay, they saw sunrise at 31 minutes past 6 this morning and expect sunset at 7 minutes past 7 tonight. A maximum of 20 degrees Celsius expected for today with a west-northwesterly wind again expected. For tomorrow, minimum of 15 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 19 degrees Celsius in Henties Bay. Moving further inland, Aranda saw sunrise at 28 minutes past 6 this morning and expects sunset at 4 minutes past 7 tonight. A maximum of 33 degrees Celsius with a southwesterly wind prevailing. And for tomorrow, a minimum of 14 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 29 degrees Celsius. Usako saw sunrise at 25 minutes past 6 this morning and expects sunset at 2 minutes past 7 tonight. A maximum of 40 degrees Celsius with an easterly wind prevailing, and for tomorrow, a minimum of 16 and a maximum of 39 degrees Celsius. Karibub saw sunrise at 25 minutes past 6 this morning and expects sunset at exactly 7 o'clock tonight. A maximum of 39 degrees Celsius with a northeasterly wind prevailing, and for tomorrow, a minimum of 19 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 37 degrees Celsius. Omaruru saw sunrise at 24 minutes past 6 this morning and expects sunset again at exactly 7 o'clock tonight. A maximum of 38 degrees Celsius with an east-northeasterly wind prevailing, and for tomorrow, a minimum of 18 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 38 degrees Celsius. And that concludes your weather and tides for today and tomorrow. So that unfortunately concludes our episode for today. But if you haven't answered our pop-up question yet, now is your time. Thank you again to the Rustic Pearl for having us today. We had a lovely time. But if you want more lovely times and more news, you can go check out our website at www.erongo.com.na. That's www.erongo.com.na. And if you want to help us bring the news to you, you can let us know what's happening in your community. You can send us a video, you can send us a voice message, you can send us a typed message to 0811 7040, 0811 7040, and 0811 7040 is also your place to go for advertisement opportunities. So until next time, please stay safe, please stay healthy, maintain your social distancing, wear your masks, sanitize your hands, wear your gloves. The only way that we will beat COVID-19 and prevent a second wave is if we work together. So with that being said, we'll see you again tomorrow.